Things keep getting worse for the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association, formerly the Science Fiction Writers of America. Oh my gosh, SFWA is in huge trouble, guys. The stuff I'm hearing behind the scenes, and I've got people talking to me from inside the organization, it's a complete cluster right now. Their whole situation and setup, which I'll go over in a bit, is collapsing in on itself. And the mask is going off on just exactly how hateful these people are. They really have been for a long time. They claim diversity, equity, and inclusion, but they're anything but. It's quite the opposite. These people hate anybody who look different than them. They hate anybody who have different opinions than them. You know, it's interesting because it is like the whitest, crustiest old bunch I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, if you just go like join my community, for example, like if you look at our Discord, we've got. I'm not going to virtue signal this stuff because I don't think diversity is like a thing to strive for. But it's quite different than SFWA. That's all I got to say. So this is crazy. My good friend Cat Rambo just got caught saying some nasty stuff. And we're going to get into this in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody, and I am a #1 best-selling science fiction writer despite being blacklisted from these people. It's been amazing. We have a Colony launch, our new audiobook out on Amazon right now. And I've been trying to get this audiobook made for a few years. This ties into my greater space opera stuff. And I'm writing a follow-up series right now. A lot of fun. So check this out. It's the closest I think any of my books get to like kind of a Heinlein-esque sort of setup. And this was something that was definitely inspired by the lack of what I was seeing in current science fiction writing, which is a sense of wonder, a reaching out to the sky, making humanity better. And that's exactly what I wanted to try to present. It's definitely an anti-war piece and something that, if SFWA had any kind of morals to them, maybe they'd be giving me an award for this instead of their like little virtue signal group. But check it out. It's in the description below. And thank you guys so much. It's been selling like hotcakes. I appreciate you. And if audio is not your jam, we got ebook and print versions too. Thank you so much. All right. So definitely join us. Hit the like and subscribe button too. I should say that first. I always forget. But Cat Rambo is obviously not a real name. I don't know what her real name is. Don't really care. She tried to make this, of course, virtue signal for cats because cats, and Rambo to try to sound badass because strong female lead. And she's one of those people who like made a name for herself by just being in everybody and their mother's anthologies. So if you go to Amazon and you go Cat Rambo, you can see that like there's her book. It's on sale right now if you want. Cats of War, a space opera romance with special cats. Those are sponsored. That's not her. But here we are, disco space opera. The Last Trump Shall Sound. A Future History of America. She's got a story. Oh, that's going to be joyous. I'm sure that's fun. Moving from, she's trying to grift off here's how you write a book, right? And steampunk stories. These are short stories again. Tau Ceti, Forgotten Colony. These are more sponsored. Okay, not in that. But all these things are just like a bunch of short story collections for the most part. That she just appears in. And what it does is like it gets her name out there. So among the publishing establishment, you see her like a popular favorite to be invited to be in anthologies by various editors and the like. And it makes her look like she's really important. But the thing is, like, her name doesn't actually sell any of those books. Even though she's in all of them, she makes 5 cents a word from her short stories. Say she sells like 20 of those a year. So 5 times like 4,000 words times 20. She's making about, 4 or 5K a year. And then she becomes the president of this organization, pretending like it's a professionals organization. Now, obviously, I make way more than that just on my own without this organization, just through selling my books myself. And that's kind of crazy. Why would a professional organization have someone like that leading them? Obviously, they wouldn't have anybody who actually knows how to make a living at this. She's doing this as a hobby, clearly. There was a report on the Kiwi Farms a while back that like when she came out with her novel, it only sold like 12 copies. So like even her mom's not buying her novels. It seems like, if her mom's still alive. Sorry, Kat, if she's not, I wouldn't want to trigger you. But this is just painting a picture of what the science fiction publishing establishment clout structure is. It doesn't matter if you sell books. It doesn't matter if people like your work. You get to be in everything. You get to be a president. You get to win awards. You get to do all this stuff just because of your clout structure. And that's what it is. These people were, they were dorks who were bullied in high school. And then they decided to like make a little Mean Girls club to try to like hate normal people, and then call themselves professionals. And that's really what happened, in my opinion. So Kat was the president of the Science Fiction Writers of America before Jeffy Kennedy. Just really destroyed everything. But a lot of the stuff she was doing at the time was paving the way towards this, making things less professional, lowering the bar and the standards to join everything just so they can get these clout chasers in there rather than actual professional authors. And when she was president, she of course barred me from joining the organization. Her and her board at SFWA led a Whisper Network campaign to get me banned from the World Science Fiction Convention, WorldCon, and wrote a letter writing campaign to harass me. And that was on the Codex Writers Forum where that was posted, and people were caught doing that to try to harass me out of things. Not a very good science fiction writers professional organization. You'd think they would just be cordial to somebody who's just like, writing professional science fiction, making money off of it. But no, can't have that because I'm a wrong, bad person. Well, during this time, it was very interesting. Moira Graylin came out with a book called The Last Closet, which attacked Marion Zimmer Bradley, who's her mother, for good reason, because her mother raped her when she was a child at these conventions. Now, SFWA, of course, has like Marion Zimmer Bradley scholarships and Marion Zimmer Bradley this and that, all for their organization, because Marion Zimmer Bradley is a feminist queer icon in science fiction. And so they clap for that person forever. Well, at the time, me and some others were like, hey, SFWA, you're the president, Kat. Like, you need to do something. Like, say something about this. Like, this book just came out detailing how this is a horrible person who did terrible things to this poor girl. And Kat poo-pooed it and tried to shove it under the water, sweep it under the rug. And then called us a bunch of like alt-right agitators and the like, just because we were concerned that the SFWA, like as the professional science organization, was representing this person as like somebody to like look up to, and didn't make a statement about it. They make statements about like everything else under the sun, right? And it was crazy. But apparently Kat Rambo was doing the Gencon Writer Symposium. Now, the Gencon Writer Symposium is like the craziest lunatics get invited to this stuff. They're not like real authors usually. You get maybe one or two there. But it's people like her. Patrick S. Tomlinson usually goes every year. That's a big rabbit hole to go down. That guy's a complete lunatic. And he went to WorldCon instead this year. But you get a bunch of wannabe authors doing their little panels to like 10 people in a convention of 50,000 people that are not paying attention to it for a self-importance sort of setup, right? And so that's what we exactly have here. So at this, apparently at the Writers' Symposium, I had a whistleblower there from inside the industry who has to remain anonymous for their safety, because this Whisper Network will cancel anybody who calls people out, right? Kat Rambo got me canceled from SFWA. They literally said I was banned because I called her a pedophile defender because of the fact that she was defending Marion Zimmer Bradley and defending the pedophile rather than actually doing something about it. So rather than look into the fact that like that's a bad thing and maybe we should change our policies and actually try to do something like good for the world, they decide to hit the whistleblowers. That's exactly what it's such a small clout structure that it can wreck somebody's career. So we don't want to do that. But I will talk about what happened there, according to this person. So this person says, Kat Rambo went off on an anti-Semitic tirade at the Writers' Symposium Lounge in front of multiple witnesses. It took all of 2 minutes to go from discussing how, quote, the sci-fi community needs to do more for Palestinians. I mean, these woke white women sitting in America, what are you going to do for Palestinians, Kat? I mean, go over there. Go fight for them over there. Leave us all alone. Like, stop. My God. To an utterly unhinged rant about, and this is where it gets crazy, there being too many New York Jews in publishing. Wow. So Kat Rambo just noticed who's in charge of publishing. So apparently she said this in front of a lot of people, and there were a lot of witnesses of this. And people were shocked, according to this person. Their expressions. They didn't say anything because Kat Rambo again just has too much clout. but this was a shocking statement. Like, I mean, why is she saying there's too many New York Jews in publishing, and going at them? So then it goes further, a complete patronizing addendum to name drop a few famous editors as some of the good ones, as if misguided. So I guess there's a couple okay Jews in her book, but most of the Jews need to be out of there. That's crazy. Can you imagine if I said something like this? Like, oh my God, these people would like be destroying me. I actually sent this to File 770, the science fiction like sort of gossip blog network run by Mike Glyer that wins all these Hugo Awards for best fan writing and all that crap all the time. And I said, look, if I said this in 2018, you would have done a headline on this. You would have had the entire industry going at me. Are you going to report on this, or is this going to get Neil Gaiman'd by you guys? Because Cat Rambo's got some clout, you can't say anything bad about her. Now, the only reason I ever came across Cat Rambo in any kind of negative way is she started talking about me on File 770. I reported that conventions were not having me speak at them just because I'm a Trump supporter and a Christian, and Cat Rambo started attacking me. And I made another report. Which showed that actually women are more likely to get publishing contracts in science fiction these days than men, which is true. I actually backed it up with empirical data, and she was on there as the president of SFWA calling my blog on that egregious stupidity. So instead of again just being cordial to a professional science fiction writer writing a blog or something and looking into topics on how to be better, she attacks people. And she did this from her position of SFWA president. This is exactly what happened. So I got, of course, banned from SFWA because of this woman. I got banned from Worldcon because of her and her acolytes. And I got blacklisted from publishing because I just noticed things. So she's noticing things too now. But is this more equal than other noticing things? Is she totally going to get carte blanche to just talk about the New York Jews and how they have to be out of publishing? Or is this going to be something that gets swept under the rug like usual? My gosh. Wow. Wild lunatics out there. So like I said, various witnesses of this. The person who came to me is very prominent in the industry. And wow, what a report. So Kat, be better. And let's see what happens with this. Another SFWA scandal. Can they survive it? And are they going to do anything about this, or are they going to just like clap for obvious anti-Semitism / racism? Huh? Are some people more equal than others? Yeah. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Obviously, we know what's going to happen. Hit the like and subscribe button. Check out Colony Lunch. It's in the description below. Thank you guys for supporting us so far. This has been a great sales month for us, and we'll be back soon.